I am very happy to give my presentation in front of you. I thanks to our beloved secretary who gave me a wonderful opportunity to perform my presentation. Let me introduce myself. I am P. Sunita, pursuing 10th standard from TTWREIS Girls, Chegunta, Medak district. My topic is about transpiration in plants. So friends, as we know that plants are the lungs of the earth. Without plant, a man cannot survive. So, I hope did you understand what I am going to say? Yes, exactly right. My topic is about transpiration in plants. As we know that root can absorb water, minerals from the soil with the help of root. But more absorbed water is lost in the form of water vapor into the air by a process called transpiration. Let's know how the transpiration is taken place on the plant. In plant, water is required absorbed by the root from the stem with the help of root hairs by a process is called osmosis. In plant, water is furtherly required for the stem to the leaves with the help of xylem, which act as a pipeline, and xylem contain a thick walls. Next, the water enters to the mesophyll cell through the stomata. Through the stomata, the water will be enters to the mesophyll cell. Stomata are the opening on the leaf surface. Stomata are the opening on the leaf surface which help the stomata open and close. Transpiration is taken place during daytime because the stomata are open. Leaf is covered a waxy layer called cuticle, which we call as cuticular transpiration. Cuticular transpiration helps to plant to reduce some amount of water to the plant. By this, we can conclude that in the plants, the transpiration mainly occurred in three types: through the stomata, through the lenticels, through the leaf. In stomata, 80% to 90% of water is transpired occurred in the stem. Next, by this we can say that transpiration is the more important to the plant. Transpiration helps to rise, pull the water to the leaf. The rate of transpiration is equal to rate of absorption. If the rate of transpiration is more than absorption, the plant may lose its turgidity and it will be dropping the flowers. So friends, let's know in this activity in 10th class. We have done this activity in 9th class. Let's observe this activity. What is going on this picture? This activity is showing about the transpiration. By doing this activity, we need a polythene cover, thread, potted plant. Before presenting this activity, we have to tie the polythene cover before a night to the plant. Then observe a next day what is going on the plant. The cover is fully covered with the humidity because the plant is respired water. It is fully filled with the cover. So by that we can say that in every plant transpiration is occurred. This is an correct evidence to prove that the plant also can transpire some amount of water. Let's know the difference between transpiration, evaporation and precipitation. As we know that evaporation is nothing but the process which liquid is changed to gas. It is occurred by the rate of temperature is increased. When the rate of temperature is increased, the evaporation process also will be increased. It has done through the nature. Let's transpiration. Transpiration is the process the plant can absorb the water by the roots and it will be releases the water to the atmosphere with the help of force. Next, precipitation. Precipitation is a process when the insoluble solution is emerging from the liquid. It is unlike snail or snow in the atmosphere. It's emerging from the atmosphere. So friends, did you know how much of water is transpired by the plant? Let's know. In every plant, some amount of water is transpired. If we take an example, maize plant. In maize plant can transpire 15% water from the maize plant for a day. If it has an 1 acre, the maize plant can transpire 13,25,000 of liters for a day in its growing season. If we take a big mango tree, it can transpire 750 to 3,500 liters for a day. Let's compare that. Comparing to plants and trees, the plants are playing a main role to transpire the water to the atmosphere. In this picture, transpiration is more than evaporation, because in every plant the minimum 3,000 of liters is water is evaporating to the atmosphere. It will be helping to the form a water cycle. Let's know what is the relation between rainfall and transpiration. Is there any relation between transpiration and rainfall? Yes, is there relation between transpiration and rainfall. Our grandfathers are saying that where the plants are more, the water will be more. Because what is the reason behind it? The reason is that in the forest areas, the plants are transpiring more amount of water. That water is forming like as a moisture into the atmosphere. When the air currents brings airs, that air mixed with the moisture and it come like as a rain to the atmosphere. That is the reason behind where the plants are more, on the places rain will be more. Next, we are going to learn transcolation in plants. Transcolation is nothing but the food is transported in the plants part to part with the help of phloem. Is plants necessary the transcolation? Yes, the plant is necessary the transcolation. The food is prepared by the leaves in the plants. It cannot reach the food into the various parts of the plant. So, we need transcolation. In plants, the synthesis of sugar is taking place on the leaf by a process photosynthesis. This picture showing that aphids are feeding the juice from the plant. When we are observing, aphids are clustering around the stem to feed the plant juice. Because in plants contains some amount of food which is grasped by the aphids. Aphid can grasp some amount of food from the phloem with the help of proboscis. Long needle called proboscis. With the help of this picture, our biologists are proved that in every plant some amount of food is transported. Next, we are going to learn some of factors are affecting to the transpiration. The factors are mainly divided into two types: external factors and internal factors. Let's learn what are the external factors affecting to the transpiration. When relative humidity is high, the rate of transpiration decreases because the atmosphere is already saturated with moisture. Shall we take one example? When it is in a winter, the atmosphere fully saturated with the humidity. Then the plant will decreases its transpiration because the atmosphere is fully covered with the moisture. There is no need to transpire the water from plants. Next, transpiration increases with the increase in temperature. High temperature opens the stomata even in dark. If the temperature is more increased, as visually the transpiration is also will be increased because the light is directly falls on the leaf, which helps to the plant to transpire more amount of water. The stomata is taken place on the leaf. So, when the light falls on the stomata are directly opened and it may causes more amount of transpiration and the plant will may lose more amount of water. That is the effect of the plant. Next, light increases the rate of transpiration because in light stomata open and due to this temperature increases. In dark, due to the closure of stomata, stomatal transpiration is almost stopped. When the water is totally transpired by the plant during the daytime, at the night time the stomata will be closed and the transpiration process is also closed because the stomata will lose all the water at the during time. There is no water to transpire the water from the plant during night time. Next, light increases the transpiration because in light is very essential for to transpire the water from the plant. So, when the temperature is mostly increased, as usually the transpiration also will be increases in the temperature. Next, we have to learn what are the internal factors affecting to the transpiration. Transpiration is still when it is because water vapor accumulates. This also undergoes to the external factors. In external factor, when the winds are more on the time, the transpiration will be decreases because the winds are closed which are transpiring organs. By the winds, the organs will be closed because the wind also like as a moisture. That is the reason to when the winds are more, transpiration also closed. A decrease in amount of available soil water reduce absorption, causing a reduction in the rate of transpiration also. If the plant can absorb more amount of water from the soil, it will be dangerous to the plant because of if it is in a use 15% of water plant and it will be releasing 25% into the atmosphere. In plants, what is going on? In plants, in every part of the plant, it is absorbed by the soil. Low atmospheric pressure enhance evaporation. Due to this evaporation and transpiration, when the underground is releasing more amount of heat by the plant, the heat will be come outside with the help of plant. Due to this transpiration and evaporation. Let's learn what are the internal factors which are affecting to the transpiration. Internal factors. The more the leaf surface area, the more is the rate of transpiration. Due to this, xerophytic plants usually reduce the leaf surface by transforming into spines. As we know that in plants, the more amount of transpiration is occurred in the leaf. But in xerophytic plants, there are the transpiration will be reduced because of with the help of spines, it will be transpired water in the xerophytic plants. Comparing to the normal plants, in xerophytic plants, its transpiration is less. An increase in the root shoot ratio causes an increase in the rate of transpiration. The roots are the main role to absorb the water and food in the plants, as we know that. But when the ratio of root is more, the plant will be affected because of it will be undergoes to the earth and it will be more affected to the plant. Water content of the leaves is directly proportional to the rate of transpiration. As we know that day by day factories are more increased. The factories are releasing more amount of pollution. That pollution is affecting to the leaves and it will be covering the surface of the leaves. Then the transpiration process will be decreases. That is also one of the effects which our plants cannot be transpired water. Next, mucilage and solution decreases the rate of transpiration by holding water tenaciously. Mucilage is nothing but it is a substance which is occurred in the stem. It is like an gum into the stem. Stems also can transpire the water by the help of lenticels. When the mucilage are covered to the stems, it will be affected to the plant. Next, advantages of transpiration. It will be divided into two types: ancestant of sap, removal of excess water. There are many types of advantages is there from transpiration. Let's learn the cool effects. Cooling effect is nothing but when the underground water will be released at more amount of temperature, it will be affecting to the plant. But the plant, with the help of plant, the heat will be released outside. Then the underground heat will be decreases. It will be called cooling effect. Next, ancestor of sap. Ancestor of sap mostly occur due to the transpiration pull exerted by transpiration of water. This pull also helps in absorption of water. If the transpiration is occurred continuously in the plant, it will be helps to the plant to absorb easily water and food from the soil. Next, removal of excess water. It has been held that plant absorbed for more amount of water than is actually required by them. Transpiration therefore removes the excess of water. If the plant will get more amount of water, that is the effect of the plant. But it will be releasing as like an evaporation into the plant, what we call as transpiration. With the help of this transpiration, the water will be evaporating outside and it will be not affecting to the plant. Next, cooling effect. As I said, radiant heat falling on the plant increases the temperature, which may be dangerous to the plant. Transpiration by evaporating water lower down the temperature by 10 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius. As I said, when the underground water, it will be releasing more amount of temperature, it will be dangerous to plant. If the more amount of water is transpired by plant, the plant may can die. So, by that, in this transpiration process, more and more evaporating water percentage is more, because in this process only 10 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius will be useful to the plant, and then remaining water will be evaporating from outside. It is also concluding at that cooling effect. By this topic, I want to conclude that transpiration is very important and the plants are the very important to our life. On the earth, every living being is dependent on the plants. Without plant, a man cannot survive. As we know, day by day the factories are morely increased and it will be releasing more pollution. That pollution is increasing more amount of effect to the plant. When that pollution falls on the leaf surface, the transpiration process will be stopped and the color of the plant will be changed, because of which are presenting on the leaf cells that are may die and the plants also may die. By this I hope you understand my topic is better and you definitely follow my words what I am saying about the plant. So our beloved Chief Minister has launched a program Haritaharam in July 3rd, 2014. By this program, we have to utilize and we have to plant a tree. Then our Telangana becoming like a green Telangana. Isn't friends? Yes. So, I want to conclude that transpiration and evaporation and precipitations are playing a vital role to form a water cycle. Evaporation is releasing more amount of water, but comparing to that, transpiration also playing a vital role which is formed to the water cycle. I want to say thanks to our beloved secretary and my mentor teacher G. Renuka madam and principal madam G. Madhavi madam and my school staff and my friends who gave me a wonderful opportunity to give a presentation in front of you. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity to me. Thank you one and all.